bridge and open it, so my remarks here are probably in vain, but I think it would be. Heard also on the other side, they appreciate having streets that are safe and quiet. Children ride their bicycles again in the street, people are walking in the street. The sidewalk has been completed around the lake, and so people use Sunnyside as part of that loop. So the quality of life should matter too, and we're very concerned that if and when the bridge opens, it's going to be another highway, and cross-cutting between Freeman's Bridge Road and Route 29, there was no regulation prior to the closing of the bridge. So I think in an ideal world, I know we don't live in that world, the bridge wouldn't open, but because it's a 2-minute detour around it. I've also learned that there are people who get services from the village of Scotia on the other side of the bridge, and so that's a major factor. It occurs to me that one might also consider only allowing emergency vehicles across the bridge, pedestrians, bicycles, and emergency vehicles. I know that in our car culture, that too is probably a vain dream, but if there's anything you can do to keep that road from becoming the highway, especially with the truck traffic that it previously had, I know that my neighbors and I would be very.
Thanks, Tom. How long you got that? Appreciate it.
Good evening. For people who might not know me, my name is Sean Fornan with Hubert Brewer Construction. We are the construction manager for the fire station project, and now we're doing the municipal building renovation. I'm here to give the board a monthly update of the project and the status of it. I've handed out a bunch of documents. I'm just going to go over them very briefly in an overview. Certainly not reading all of it. And Mr. Mayor, if it's okay with you and the board, just feel free to interrupt at anything that you see that might have a question, and we'll certainly try to address it. Okay? Okay, section 1, meeting minutes. So in your package, you can see that we have attached meeting minutes for the project since we last gave an update, which was in late August. And all of those minutes are attached. I can tell you overall, the meetings have been very well attended by the contractors. It's a bi-weekly meeting, and the intent of it is to go over project issues, project schedule, project change orders. And that process has been ongoing. All of the meeting minutes are attached, and certainly if anybody has a question, feel free to send me an email or contact me, and we'll try to reply. The second and more important handout, if you go to the next section, would be schedule. Attached, you will find 2 schedules. One is labeled MJG schedule submitted August 18, 2025. The second schedule is MJG schedule submitted 11/18/25. If I can just bring your attention to a couple of critical dates on each of them, we'll start with that. So in August of 2025, August 18th, MJG was projecting a project to reach a project completion of April 3rd. Other key notes on that schedule include line 19, which I have circled in red, which shows the finishes being the painting, the flooring, things of that nature, that those activities would basically be happening in the month of March. And it also said that it would have exterior framing in the front canopy concluded by 12/5. I highlighted that's item 29. I highlighted that there, obviously that is a line item they are behind on. The masonry partitions, they originally scheduled to be complete by 12/26. That work will be completed on time. So this is what they were projecting in August. And if you move forward to the next schedule that was submitted on November the 18th, 2025, you can see I have some notes here. One of the key issues on the project that we are working through is the elevator. In today's world, and in my 25 years of doing this, I've never seen it, but through no fault of the general contractor, MJG, they were solicited by a company to provide the elevator. The company seemed 100% legitimate. Nothing stood out. They provided some submittals. They started pushing for 50% down. In our world, elevators are something where you can typically put some money down, so they didn't really jump out to us. But there just seemed, and MJG was the one that caught this, something just seemed off. Long story short, the company really never put an elevator in their life. It's a scam company. They have, their office is a desk somewhere down in New York City, and where you can rent space by the hour, and that's their mailing address, and so they were scammed. The good news, MJG never paid them a dime. All it did was delay the approvals and the procurement of the elevator. We are now on a reliable, viable elevator contractor. We've gone through that submittal process. They were actually on site today reviewing. We are putting a new elevator in a 100-year-old building. There are some issues. We're working through those. But one of the things that I wanted to update here was the line 3 shows, he showed an elevator lead time of 100 days, which put the elevator out to early April. I have spoken directly with the elevator supplier, and that information is not accurate. He is projecting the elevator will be on site the first week in February. That date works much better with our overall schedule. Our desire, the goal is to deliver this project the first week in April at the latest. We have to, and you can see in the schedule that he submitted on November the 18th, he is projecting out to April 21st right now. His statement is that he's been delayed by this elevator process, and it's a 100-day lead time. The fact of the matter is it's not a 100-day lead time, it's really 50-day lead time. So his case is not holding a lot of water right now. So we continue to work on the elevator.
Sean, super quick, would you expect that that'll be reflected in the next schedule that's submitted? Okay.
It will, we're at the point now where we do not have to expedite the project, but we certainly have to have critical focus on every line. So we have taken the project, which, as you know, consists of 2 floors, and we have broken the 2 floors into 16 independent zones, 4 on each. 4 on the new police side upstairs, 4 on the court side, 4 on the lower police, and 4 on the village court side. We have broken those areas into 4 zones on each floor, and we're literally down to specific items that need to be completed within each zone in order to make the April date.
Great.
And that's how we try to focus the general contractor and the other primes on completing the work in a sequence. I'm very much I follow this area of we can't finish the project until we finish a room. So let's not have all of it almost done. How about we finish something and then we move on to the next? So that's kind of the mantra. The mayor was in the meeting on Tuesday with your brief, so that was the mantra that we were pitching, correct?
Yes.
He has offered some areas where he is suggesting the delay. You can see I wrote here, there's an asbestos delay. So as you know, we found some additional asbestos on the roof. He would like to claim that as a delay. It is not, doesn't affect any of the work. The outside abatement that was required on the roof did not prohibit people from working on the rest of this site. And you can see I've made some other items here. So I am in the process of responding to these suggestions that he's made. I've also spoken with him directly, and he agrees some of these are probably not contractually applicable. And so that's the other focus here. If you see line 22 circled in red, he says no selections have been made. That's a misstatement. We reviewed in detail with him on Tuesday, all of the selections, 97% of the selections are made. We're missing rubber nosing on stair treads, I think, is the one that is missing, and there might be one other. But again, the goal right now, he is projecting a April 23rd finish, and we have told him time and time again that the village needs to be in the building by April 1st or 3rd, whatever that one is. So, schedule is certainly a focus, and it will continue to be a focus until we're done. Any questions on the schedule?
What happens if we skip to the April 23rd?
We'll cross that bridge, so pun intended, when we get to it.
They'll
That was quick, wasn't it?
My other question is how come
tee it up for you.
found asbestos on the roof when they did the abatement?
It was after, when so the abatement survey was done, access to the slope roof was not an easy feat by any means. And when they ripped the roof off to replace it, they found some additional flashings up around that kind of thing. And it wasn't a,
Big deal.
No.
That was quick.
okay? The next section of the report is consumables. So in your package here are 4 sheets of paper. The first 2 sheets that actually are sheets that you have seen. They go back to June when the project started, and just refresh your memory, this is tracking all of your job site consumables and Huber Brewer staff time. If you go to page 3 of 4, it will show you where we are currently through payments through pay period number 7, which was November. You can see where Huber Brewer is starting to, it still has some staff time left, but we are starting to run out of staff time. We will be talking with MJG about that. That's part of that solution is that they have caused the delay on this project, so the cost incurred will go to them when possible. If I could just direct your attention to the job site reimbursable section 200 in pay period 7, you can see we are currently $18,000 to the good on our budget. We have $70,000 was our total consumables budget, and right now we are $18,000 to the good on that projection. Consumables are things like dumpsters, toilets, security, fence, special inspections, things of that nature. So we're doing well on the budget on the consumable side. I also, page 4 of this consumable report does show us going out through the end of April with the project, if in fact that's what happened. But you can see I've made some projections, and these are just Sean's best guesses. On the consumable side, you can see it's highlighted there in yellow. So I think the consumables will continue to grow in budget, and I think we will be in very good shape. Hopefully, we will only spend about half of that consumable budget line by the time the project is done. A lot of the bulk of your consumable budget and where the expenses is in the dumpsters. So all of the demo, everything that came out of that building, all that lath and plaster, all those walls, everything that was ripped out of the building, all went in a dumpster and we paid for its removal. All right, for people in the crowd, why do we do that? Our perspective is the village will pay exactly what it's worth, but if you ask a general contractor to estimate how much it would be, he always estimates on the higher end, and anything he doesn't use, he keeps. So part of our approach and our management of the project is that we will maintain it, we'll order them, and we will make sure that we only pay for what we use. So far it seems to be working. Any questions on consumables? Next on the hit list is change management, change events. We are doing quite well. So far, we have 25 items that have been presented. You can see where we have initial estimates that I have put together. Those are our estimates of work that has either not been completed or not requested to be paid by the contractor. The final change order amounts are in the green. You can see those are values that have been executed. But as you see, we have only expended about 10 or 15% of our total contingency today. Our contingency value is looking pretty good right now as well. All right. The fixtures, furnishings, and equipment. The fixtures, furnishings, and equipment, we have 25 line items that we are currently tracking for the village that we are procuring directly with your help and your input. The big one right now, so things that have already bids that have been received. I changed this form a little bit from the last project. You can see I now have a line for, is it a budget or is it a bid? So you can see if you go down, like, for example, all the key fobs, the security cameras, we've got key fobs, we've got those bids in, we've got prices on the personnel lockers, we've got prices on the window, on the evidence pass-throughs. We got prices on the prisoner benches, not that we would need those here, but just in case. And you can see, and then the big one, we've got phone data, Cat6 cabling, and one other computer-based bid coming in on December 23rd. So we will have a public bid opening on the 23rd at 1 o'clock for those 3 items. We've been, with Maria's help, we've done the public notice in the paper, and we followed the village procurement to secure those items. Once we get those 3 items done, we will be able to update this budget and see where we really are. If you look at it, those are the big ticket items. Once that is done, the last big ticket item that will have to be procured is the office furniture line 9. To be honest with you, everything else after that is pretty much nickel and dime. There's not a lot there. All right, any questions? Last piece is a new piece for you guys. It was a smaller miscellaneous grant status update. So as you know, the village was successful, again, through Maria's efforts, to secure a grant for improving the accessibility of the municipal building through, sorry, is it HRC? Is that right?
HCR.
HCR,
Home Community
thank
Renewal.
you. So the challenge, the process includes finding $1 million worth of work in the new station, in the new building, in the new building that is directly related to handicap accessibility. So we were able to take all of the improvements, whether it be the exterior ramps that are being added so there's no more stairs outside, obviously the elevator, increasing stair widths and corridor widths to be ADA accessible, a minimum of 5 feet wide, accessible bathrooms with handicap grab bars, and all of those things that go along with it. The new municipal building will be 100% handicap accessible and meet all of the latest codes and standards. And in order to do that, you can see in this breakdown that I gave you, MJG, the general construction, is about $600,000 worth of accessibility work. The HVAC is about $200,000. Electrical is about 100, and plumbing is about 100. So we are $1,000,003,569 in the total value. And as we've been working with Maria, we are now to submit 2 pay requisitions every month. And Maria, as if one package wasn't enough, she now gets 2 packages. One that is ADA compliant work that goes to HCR for reimbursement. The other being a case project that does not go to HCR for reimbursement. So Colin has also been working through with Labella on this. I'll be honest with you, I'm not the smartest guy on this piece of it because Colin's been working through quite a bit of it. Labella did submit the first grant disbursement request on December 1st in the amount of $190,000. We have also submitted DABA material certification. So one of the processes for this money was we have to buy American and build American. So all the products that go in the building must be American made. So for every product that we put in the building that is applied to the grant, we have to attach product data that proves it was made in the United States of America. So we've been working through that. Compliance. So we have Davis Bacon. Our Davis Bacon is labor related requirements. The Labella actually comes and interviews random people on site to make sure they're being paid prevailing wage. They've completed that process. We passed with flying colors. The next thing is section 3. Section 3 is an effort where there is a focused effort to try and hire newer employees who are economically or socially disadvantaged that actually live within this locale. And that process has been ongoing. On January 15th, we have a comprehensive report that is due that, to be honest with you, I don't know all the detail of it, but Bella is taking the lead on that, and we are assisting where we can. And we are maintaining all the project files. So that we will be ready for the project close out and final monitoring in April of 2026. That concludes.
Thank you, Sean.
Question, please, Justin.
I just had a question. Does HCR need any documentation, confirmation that the funds were used properly?
Yes. And that's what we're supplying.
Breakdown.
The paperwork, we provide certified payrolls, we're providing all the product data. We supplied before we even began a schedule of values that broke down all the $1 million costs and what they were being applied for. Those schedule of values were approved by HCR. What we didn't want to do is get halfway through and say, you know, you say the elevator's worth 100,000, we think the elevator's worth 40,000. So that'd be a problem, right? So they have reviewed our schedule of the $1 million that we believe is applicable, and they've approved it. So now we just have to backfill it with the showing that we've actually paid it out. And we took all of the 4 prime contractors that we have, like when they gave us their schedule of values, which is what we pay off of every month, we had them break down their schedule of values. So there are specific lines for ADA compliance and non-ADA related work. So it becomes fairly simple to separate and identify the costs that have been incurred that are related directly to the grant.
Short answer, not for the pink department.
Lavella, for whatever, you know, and I know the village works with Lavella, but Lavella has been amazing at this. We would be lost without Lavella and their assistance. They are running this grant process. I don't want anybody to think Huber Brewers driving the bus when it comes to the grant. They're not. Lavella is. They're doing a great job. It's a great team because he tells us what he needs and we get it for him. That's our rule. But Lavella has been representing the village very well.
George, did you have questions?
How are you feeling about things overall, and is there anything that can be improved on?
Yeah, it could start raining from here to Syracuse tonight instead of snow. I 3 seconds on this. I am not, in my experience in construction, we see a huge difference in the pace of work and when it's completed, how it is today, and how it was 10 years ago. We are literally at HB talking now if there's some way where we can say there's no cell phones on site, except for supervision, because you walk through the site and everybody, I've got a hammer in one hand and I'm doing this. It's everything. We're not getting the amount of work done in a monthly basis that we used to, and it drives me nuts. So it's now on the other side of things we can't control, labor force is down right now. We have 150 people on job. We're lucky we have 80. We have 20 projects we're doing in Syracuse right now. We're struggling to get the labor as well. So the pace of work is not what I would like it to be. You walk through and it's like, I got 9 people in the building. I should have 30. So it's a challenge schedule wise. And you can only push so hard because I can yell at the contractors all I want, but they can't just make, it's not like going back to the shop and getting a tool. There's not a laborer or a carpenter or an electrician sitting there going, oh, would you like people work? So that is my one challenge right now. It's just pace of work. Everything else, it's an old building. We have more problems. Nothing is what you would think it is. We find new ghosts in that building every day. It's all fine.
I am looking forward to seeing the floor finished up front, though.
Yes, one of the things for people to know that the old fire department meeting room on the 2nd floor on the front of the building had this beautiful, was it overwhelming?
Yeah, it's probably like a
beautiful oak floor.
Yeah, like a hard pine or a Doug fir, like a,
And the original project was to go into covered only with some sort of floor finishing like this, but we looked at the wire, we're not just finishing that, saving that. So that will be the new courtroom space. So you guys probably just see pictures, but they're not gonna be there.
No, it's Village Hall too.
Oh, it's village, that's right, it's village hall too. So
You'll
but
see.
you'll see, but it's gonna be a beautiful wood finish. It should be really nice. I think that will be a nice, we're saving a lot of window trims that were on the exterior walls of both the paint store side and the street side. I think those will look nice when they're done. Kind of elevator, that'll be nice. We're getting,
I think, just to add, after it's just, the community has been very supportive as well. We've not had any issues like we faced with this, with issues around the parking or anything. Everybody has been doing their best.
and we're aware, obviously, this weekend's a big, whatever, I'm sorry, holiday in the park or holiday in the land.
How they,
Holiday in the land. Kind of like that.
All the contractors know we will have everything. prepared. Yeah, so part of, again, typical to or similar to the dumpsters, the way the contracts were written, once the building was fully enclosed and weather tight, which it is now, the village is paying for the natural gas that is being used to heat the project. Okay, so again, we want to pay for what we use, and we're always, very high chief. So, chief has offered, one of his, night patrol guys are stopping at the site every night, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, just to make sure those thermostats are set at 55 degrees. And there are people that work late after leadership has gone home, and they go down, I've turned the heat on, and, it cranks all night. So we're trying to do everything we can to minimize the gas usage in the building during construction. We'll see how it goes, but thankfully, he's got somebody that's able to stop in there and just double check what's going on.
I did get one complaint from a resident about snow cleanup, but I think they've been better since that happened.
Snow cleanup.
Not cleaning up the front of the building for people walking by in front of the building.
that's,
Oh, you guys did?
Yeah, they
Okay,
have
well, there you go.
So, sorry, but just to be, so the only sidewalk that's a part of the project that is open would be right along Mohawk, right? So, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry, are you handling that? Okay, thank you. So
Thanks, Ron.
Yeah, that's the only place we should.
yeah, we're not doing anything on. You got a question?
Yeah, so this is probably more of a question for the village, not necessarily for you. On the FF&E budget line 20, it says electronics, TVs, projectors, PD and VOS. The budget's zeroed out, and the bid is 0, and then in the comments, it says grant. My concern is that our village camera for streaming village meetings is not incorporated into this plan currently, which absolutely needs to be. And it would be better if whatever system we had was similar to what the town of Glenville has, that's a single robo camera with a very easy to use module. This is very much a temporary system that we got during COVID. And I think being in a new building, it should be hardwired in.
Yeah.
So what grant are we applying for and where is the money?
There is a grant that's been applied for court.
But does the court,
Know what we need.
right, does the court stream? Because we're talking about streaming technology, we're talking about the cameras
Yes.
with the ability to stream directly
No,
to you.
it's what we need.
Because normally when you apply for court administration grants, it's used exclusively for court.
No,
Not
they,
for-
no, they can use it for,
we had some of that discussion and I would be incorrect in saying it's completely resolved right now.
it's right.
But the majority of the electronics in the courtroom are going to be handled by the court, and that's been processed by the court, not by the village. And then Chief Adam over there is working on things that his people need, and we are working together to kind of have that connectivity in place.
In the court, they reach out to the court administration as to what it could be used for. And what it could be, and it can be a streaming camera. Some courts do stream.
One of the challenges is it's really just the grant, the grant requirement of Made in America, some of the best cameras you can buy that are extremely cost efficient are made in China. So they're no go. So you will buy, and the people who are built in America and buy in America know their BABA and you pay for it. So.
I will have it clarified that that's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, only because, you know, there's gonna be someday.
Yeah.
George and I probably, you know, may not be here. Like, we're elected officials. Who's gonna run the camera system when we're gone?
I'm just gonna come back.
I think Heather said she wanted. to.
AI. We'll make that. Thanks, Sean. Have a safe trip.
Thanks, Sean. Drive safe.
Anything else?
No,
Keep it under
Safe
90.
travels. Get your ride on the back of the stove. All the way there. Thank you all.
thank you.
Next on our agenda is the Sunnyside Bridge update. Mr. I just wanted to, can you put your number? Sign, if you don't mind. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Nicole, I'm from the manager from CHA. Next up, also from the manager of CHA. I'm going to give a brief project status update on the Sunnyside Road Bridge Placement Project. So we received final design authorization from New York State DOT in January 2025. The project is well into the final design phase. Amtrak, CSX, and New York State DOT have had two rounds of submittals to them. They've reviewed the 30% plans and the 90% design plans. And we have very recently responded to the latest Amtrak and CSX comments. And we submitted 95% plans for their review. The revised final plans and responses we anticipate to be submitted to New York State DOT, CSX, and Amtrak by the end of the year. As a result of the 90% review, New York State DOT requested an additional scope item, and that was extending the sidewalk from the west end of the bridge to Washington Avenue for sidewalk connectivity. As a result of that, environmental reevaluation documents need to be prepared and submitted for review. And this is one item that may affect the schedule if additional permits are required. One of the reasons I say that is wetlands need to be redelineated as a result of this scope item. And that can only be done in the spring at the earliest. So the impact of the schedule is yet to be determined. We will meet with the DOT next week. Signed right-of-way packages have been sent to property owners, and right-of-way consultant is continuing outreach. And CSX Real Estate is currently comparing all right-of-way maps that we presented to them, as defined by the records that were available to us, with their own records. National Grid Gas and National Grid Electric have committed to relocating their utilities before the bridge demolition. National Grid Gas will now drill below the railroad rather than carried on the bridge. Final design plans, final PSA plans, specifications, that package is expected in early 2026 for DOT review. However, right-of-way clearance and environmental permits must be completed before we even get authorization to advertise. We are able to advertise in the summer of 2026. Construction award is anticipated in the second half of 2026, and contractors will then secure their railroad permits and approvals for demolition. Just like we did, actual work will begin in 2027.
Yeah, so the western side of the bridge is the village side, correct? why would we design a bridge with sidewalks that didn't have connection to actual sidewalks? Why wasn't the connectivity put in the original plan?
So my understanding is that there was sidewalks constructed. To this use path
On the opposite side,
on the opposite side. So that sidewalk connects to that multi-use path.
We have the main connection to the Washington Ave multi-use path going down.
So both sides now.
one
Both
side.
sides.
so what if there were no sidewalks on the bridge? Again, we knew 2018 that sidewalk and recreation path was going to be built. So right around the same time, the engineers had what needed to be done to build the bridge. It just seems a little silly that this wouldn't be, quite frankly,
Everybody was
Even
aware
earlier.
that that path was a DOT funded project.
correct. So why wasn't it in the plan, and why are we now doing environmental now? And potentially delaying the project when it probably should have been part of the plan and scope originally.
I think you had that DOT there. They scoped the project.
But we designed the bridge.
Right. We designed the bridge to current standards, which includes the sidewalk.
Correct.
But we didn't design.
So your engineers didn't think about having you're just having bridge sidewalks to nowhere. You didn't think about connecting it to a bridge.
That's common, that's typical. We don't, it's on a bridge replacement project, we don't go.
I really hope there's not a delay for environmental for this, because this would be a silly mistake. That to me is a short battle on the edge.
Last round of comments either. This is a new thing, like just within a month and a half,
Correct. Very new.
that they just came back with, so it's not anything that we did on our end.
Oh, I'm not saying it's anything the village did.
Yeah.
It seems like it's a preventable thing. The engineers knew there were sidewalks. The engineers had to, by scope, to have sidewalks on a bridge. Why wasn't this connectivity sidewalk included? That's my point.
Yeah.
And we as a village rely on the engineers to think through some of these problems, and it sounds like it's a problem that wasn't thought through, which now is potentially delaying a project that's already been delayed by a railroad.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but we weren't aware of the use that.
We weren't aware of it in the project, and it's just didn't extend to the intersection.
So when was the multi-path completed?
Area, so they extended it to that area now.
I don't
So
buy it.
are we able to say that is a separate, distinct build from the bridge? Because you're talking about the bridge, you're designing the bridge. This is a whole different piece.
I agree
So
with
can-
DOT's comments about connecting sidewalk on
And
the
then that's,
bridge.
yeah, but that's not what I mean, is why couldn't we still go forward with the design of the bridge? Because that has nothing to do with the sidewalk. And then we get the
Okay, that's
approvals to do the rest of that, so it doesn't delay the bridge building part of it, which is the hard part.
Right, yeah, you have to ask DOT.
So that is the argument we're gonna make, right? Is that we can go forward with building the bridge.
It's all one plan that needs to be approved. They won't approve. There's one project now, yeah.
I will add that there's another element that is related to the environmental reevaluation, which is a comment that we received from CSX, who did not want drainage to be on their property, even though we were replicating the exact same situation that is existing right now. So we had to do a redesign and had to create a retention fund for that, which is another additional impacts that we need to include in the environmental plan. That is also within the last month.
Are there any other issues that may come up?
That could possibly be an issue is right away.
That was actually gonna be my question. Sorry, are you done, trustee Gray?
Yes, I am.
So you're going around to residents, asking them to sign right-of-way agreements. And we know for a fact that, in terms of the feedback we've received, is very split on people. I get one of two comments from residents and lots of Glenville residents too, which is, please don't ever open the bridge again. And then the other is, what is taking so long? When is the bridge gonna open? And so the challenge here is if we have to get residents to sign off on right of ways, and there are a cadre of folks who don't want the bridge open, how could that talk about that?
That would, so if you have an unwilling seller, you go through the condemnation process. And then the domain, or in the main procedure law. So that actually involves a judicial, or the judicial system. So it does cause delays. Yes, a project will get completed, but with unwilling sellers, it obviously takes more time.
How many parcel owners are we talking about?
To
Not that they're unwilling, that in
Just
total.
total need.
Oh, okay, there's two, okay.
It's only two, it's not
So
everybody.
only two, and we know that one of the properties over there is pretty much vacant.
That doesn't.
I know, it doesn't solve anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it
who
could
knows,
be more of a
CSX
problem.
could throw another,
Exactly.
CSX could throw another first ball and delay it until 2028.
That's not common with CSX. Once, I mentioned, they're comparing their maps to ours, and once everybody agrees that this is where the actual right of way is, CSX will go forward. It's not very long. with their
Got it.
process.
Yeah, and just to be clear, like, it can't stop the project, but it
No.
could delay it.
But if the two private property owners, an unwilling seller could.
Sure, yeah, but ultimately,
And we're unaware that that's what they're looking to do.
I don't think we know that. at this point.
thank you, that was my question, appreciate it.
When do they get approached?
I think they have, the offers have been made.
That was in October.
Yeah, that's the latest that offers have been made.
Okay.
In terms of utilities, we'll foresee that to be one of the critical kind of items that if both can agree to put in the work for the contract.
Yeah, there could be, just to add on to, there could be construction activity in 2026. They could start some of the demolition. They could, since there's no issues with works on traffic control, they could start some of the substructure work.
Yeah, so perhaps,
But we're still looking at upwards of 6-8 months of lead time for the steel girders. So,
right, and remind me, they can't be ordered until all of the final design stuff is approved.
and then beyond that, the contractors submit shop drawings.
Right.
That we review. Once we approve those, then they. Steel.
Are you under the same rules about All-American? But, or is that only because
No, it's similar to what.
Similar to your-
Gentleman discussed, yeah.
Thanks.
Ah,
Probably good news for you all.
so we're gonna hope that they will be realistic with their,
Thanks for coming.
Let me ask a forward thinking question. Seeing we clearly have a history of this project not being forward thinking sidewalks. You know that a gas main currently goes under the current, correct?
Carried by the bridge.
Is that going to be the same with the new bridge?
no, you should.
Yeah, they're drilling, they're going underneath.
So my only question was, our folks over on the other side of the bridge do not currently have any municipal water service. So is there a way to design the bridge in such a way where perhaps a water main could be run from Sunnyside over the bridge at a later date with potentially some other funding, providing municipal water to the village residents over there, but also extending fire hydrants there where you do have a mulching facility that has a history of going on fire with no fire hydrants. So just a few forward thinking suggestions.
That's not uncommon, but we designed for future utilities. We don't install.
you'll let us know how you make out with DOT.
That meeting is next Thursday. It's a Thursday at 5.
Is there anything our state delegation can do to help assist? If we were to make a targeted ask to our state elected officials to help them assist in moving anything forward?
They certainly are willing to, if there is anything they can do.
They've actually asked us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I don't know where the sidewalk extension came from, so I don't know. So we'll probably get more information on that Thursday, like why they did that.
should have been brought to our attention at the design report, 30% preliminary.
A year,
plans,
over a
just was not.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Good to see you both.
Thank you.
Drive safe out there.
Could we move to number 6?
You're right.
To make a motion to authorize the issuance of sale of statutory installment bond for the purchase of a dump truck with plow, wing, and salt spreader.
Second.
Any questions on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
This
So
is just replacing the bond,
Yeah.
but it's just a bond that's
Right,
replaced, it's not an additional cost.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make the
Opposed?
resolution authorizing the issuance of sales tax, is this for a hydro excavator and sewer cleaner?
I'll second.
That truck,
Any
right?
questions? Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Make the resolution authorizing the issuance and sale of statutory installation bond for purchase of a mini excavator.
I'll second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Make a resolution authorizing the issuance and sale of statutory installment bond for the purchase of a utility vehicle with a closed cab and accessories.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
I'd like to make a motion authorizing the issuance of a sale of statutory installment bond for the purchase of a fire paramedic large SUV and outfit.
I'll second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Where's
Oh, sorry, George, go ahead.
where's the funding coming from for that? It's just, it's the same thing, it's another.
It's the same
bond?
thing. It's the statutory.
Okay,
All in favor?
all right.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Number 11,
Make a motion authorize the mayor to sign a proposal from Lavella related to lead service line program inventory support in the amount not to exceed $10,000.
I'll second.
any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
I'll make a motion authorizing payment number 30 to CHA in the amount of $26,795.19 for engineering services related to the Sunnyside Road Bridge.
I'll second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? So moved.
I'll make a motion authorizing final payment to Newcastle Paving LLC in the amount of $7,970.
I'll second.
Any questions on this? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I think it's mice.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
Make a motion related to park fees and vendor permit fees for the Woofstock event to be held June 7, 2026. And I believe this is for us to waive the park fee.
I will second.
Any questions on this?
It's also reducing the permit fee, the vendor permit fee.
Correct.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So moved.
I'll make a motion to award contract related to corrosion control treatment project bid opening 12/8.
I'll second.
Any questions about this? I think everybody got the notification of the winning bid. today. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved.
I'll make a motion to accept the departmental reports as submitted.
I'll second. Thank you.
Any questions? So moved. Quickly, my report. We were selected to present at New York Forward, which we'll be doing so Monday. They had a walkthrough the village that went well. That they felt it went well. They walked through the village. I did attend the bid meeting, but you're gonna give an update, sir.
You can provide that,
Yeah.
because I missed that meeting.
Okay, so had a meeting with at the bid will be looking for a new consultant to work with them in the role that Ms. Gata had done in the past. So they'll be sending out some information on that.
What's the role?
It's a Justin, can you say?
There, yeah, so the bid hires a administrative and marketing promotions person. It's a per diem role that helps ensure meeting minutes and notices go out to the members. But they're also the day-to-day conduit between the website vendor. So it's a mix of administrative and marketing. It is a critical role because obviously it's hard for, you know, bid owners who are running small businesses to also do some of the day-to-day running of the actual bid. So it's an essential role.
You have to be in the village of Scotia.
That is a question for the bid because it's not a municipal
Nothing to
position.
do with us.
They're hired by the executive board of the bid. So folks who are interested in the position should apply directly to the Scotia Business Improvement.
And they can find that online. Also, I'm going to begin scheduling a monthly get together individually so that we can stay in better contact with each other. Work on certain projects together and we'll start that in January. Okay, I'll leave that with my report. Let's start with George today.
Planning didn't meet. It's snowing. Sean did the facilities project update, which is good. I'm glad to see it still moving forward. I stop by and listen for the heater every once in a while, just to make sure it's running. Other than that, glad to hear about the bridge. Having some progress, I guess, because it does seem like it's stagnant for a while, and you know, the DOT and I was sitting here fuming because they started talking about delays, and because in my industry, I've dealt with both of those, you know, the Department of Transportation in some areas, and then the railroads are just a gigantic roadblock for many, many things, and it seems unnecessary. And Brian, I don't know how we can impose on them, but going underneath those railroad tracks, we need to make sure that CSX knows they're planning for that now, because that's a whole nother.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they already have their.
That's another whole
Yeah, they're already.
CSX burr in their bottom about that.
Yep.
Subsurface, how deep, what they're, you know, what are they gonna disturb, so.
Yeah, that's all on. Grid.
No, I know, but I just wanna make sure that with, you know, we saw the delay in the DOT notification. That's another one that's just gonna put the brakes on real hard.
I think they did get approval already.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, they're working on it. Fine.
Well, that's
Next summer. Good.
saying, oh yeah, that's fine, is different than actually having the application through the mill.
Yeah.
Cause I don't know, I think I lost a few hours off my life listening to that, so.
Thank you, George.
Zoning Board of Appeals has not met since our last meeting. I don't think there's anything on the docket coming up. Looking through people's trainings, I am gonna just reach out to that group when I get a chance with a link to the online trainings and the materials you can review on your own and self-attest to that, because that was helpful for me. So when I get a chance, I'll let them know about that. Nothing really new on the fire department liaison front to report out. The chief submitted his report, so I'll direct you to that. And then in terms of special events, sorry, it's probably a couple of updates. So number one, building on our conversation from the last time, Trustee Cook and I are meeting on Monday to start putting the framework on what the structure of the new interface slash village role is in special events. So more to come on that. And then lastly, a reminder slash announcement for folks who might not know that Holiday on the Ave is happening on Sunday, 2 to 5. So that group, I'll just reiterate, that group has worked incredibly hard to pull things together last minute with not a lot of time on their hands, and folks have other responsibilities, and they've really pitched in to make sure that the event happens. To be determined whether or not it's as robust as years in the past because of some of the changes that have happened and some of the last minute kind of work they've had to do. I give that group a lot of credit, again, stepping into a leadership void that had not been, people were not clamoring to fill from the community. So just another plug that in order for those events to happen, we need volunteers and people who want to see them happen. I want to publicly thank our clerks and village staff for their willingness to be flexible and incredibly helpful for folks who are reaching out to make sure that the event happens. Marie in particular, thank you. That's it.
Before I slide over, I had one thing I had written down that I forgot to read. The Champlain project folks reached out to me.
The hammering.
They are done this year with the hammering. However, I am sorry to say they're not done with the project. They're coming back in the spring.
More hammering.
But they promised me there's no hammering. It's to tie together above ground lines. So, but they told me that by this spring, this project should be completed. We're one of the last areas to connect. It's connected south of us and it's connected north of us. So hopefully.
We're very lucky.
Yeah. What's that? Yeah, it looks pretty cleaned up, so. Trustee, great.
Just a couple of quick comments. Traffic safety will be meeting in January. I don't have a firm date right now, but I will have a detailed report at our next meeting. I want to thank BPW, Nick and
Tom.
They did an outstanding 10 out of 10 job, and everyone else who helped out with our float for the holiday parade. Trustee Brown in his own float, but the mayor and I, and of course Coconut, had a blast. The weather was cooperative, but I can't thank them enough because between walking last year and then comparing it to just being on a float, it was night and day. Of course, the weather was a lot worse last year, but I just want to give them a shout out because they just did a terrific job. The float was really cute. They put a lot of effort in that their time, so they should be recognized. So thank you. We had a good time, right?
We did. I'm shocked we did not win float of the year.
I know I'm a little upset about that, but I don't know. Maybe we need.
I would throw in the comment for Trustee Cook did a great job with the parade as well. Guiding us up there. It was tricky.
We had a lot of fun and it was very well attended for the county of Schenectady and other outside the Schenectady County residents. And it's a great tradition. So I want to thank County of Schenectady as well. I also want to just thank each department. Maria in the clerk's office, DPW, we've had a lot of snow already. We won't talk about that salt line yet in the budget.
Never got the salt line.
But the roads, I say this, every time it snows, Scotia roads are always looking pristine and all the municipalities have challenges, but Scotia does a great job. So thank you, DPW. Thank you, police department, for always keeping us safe and responding appropriately and very quickly to our residents. And the fire department, thank you for all your efforts. I think the Choice for Tots is still going on, right? The box out there on the first floor. But we're not gonna have another meeting. We will have work sessions, but I just want to wish everyone a safe and happy holiday and enjoy the season and be safe. And thank you everyone for all your hard work. That's all I have.
Thank you. Trustee.
Yeah, so for the police department, only two items I want to bring up. Obviously, they're seeking a lateral transfer to fill the vacancy that we currently have. So that is something they're working on with the hiring process. I also want to commend the police department. They're always present, always present. But I cannot wait until they can come back to a station that is made to suit for them. Well, long overdue. And you know what, I know Chief has been very much active in working with the design of that, and even giving the attention to detail that needs to happen for something like an interview room, which are oftentimes places where, you know, victims who are having potentially the worst day of their life have to go and feel comfortable and give statements. So this is going to be a safe, secure, welcoming place for the community, and more importantly, ADA accessible. So I can't wait to turn that over to the police department. In terms of Freedom Park, obviously it's not Freedom Park season. It's the winter time, but Freedom Park Board is hard at work planning their 50th anniversary. So this is a big anniversary year for Freedom Park. And I think you can expect the season to be a robust occasion celebrating this 50 years. And so keep your eye out there. Also, you know, residents should know that Freedom Park is actively working on a capital campaign. You know, trying to, you know, so donations are welcome from the community to help raise funds, to help make some improvements. There is a focus on ADA accessibility as well. So stay tuned for information from the board, from the Freedom Park Foundation board. I do want to encourage the village to potentially take an active role in helping with that. We have an opportunity to apply for a NISCA capital grant. This board does need to pass or adopt some sort of license agreement or lease with Freedom Park that meet the standard guidelines. I've had 2 meetings with NISCA, and you know they're eager to have a meeting with the village, with the foundation, to kind of talk about it. It's a no match grant, so I want to see that really kind of move forward. The grant deadline is January, so we're kind of running out of time.
You know what it means. Not everybody does. Can you
Yeah.
say what?
So a lease agreement would,
So what this,
NISCA is the New York State Council of the Arts, and they have a series of capital improvement grants that are under $100,000 that are no match, meaning the municipality doesn't need to put up any money, or in this case, the foundation would be applying for the grant, wouldn't have to put up any additional money.
I just wanted to.
What it requires is, you know, some sort of document outlining the relationship between the Village of Scotia and the Freedom Park Foundation, and that the Freedom Park Foundation has, you know, essentially first rights to refusal or priority access or exclusive access of the stage, which is how we operate. Pretty much, not much goes on the Freedom Park stage that isn't put on by the foundation, and much of the document would formalize the practice of the Freedom Park relationship going forward. So, because this is going to have to be something the village needs to prioritize, because Freedom Park can't do it on their own, and the village can't do it on their own, so we need to bring everybody together. In terms of the bid, I do want to take a moment to congratulate and thank Kathy Gatta, who did many years of service to the bid. You would often be seeing her out at community events, promoting our local businesses, you know, but also keeping the day-to-day operations of the bid going, which is no easy task. It's not easy to operate a small business, and it's not easy to kind of manage and administer a bid. So I do want to thank her for that and, encourage folks who might be interested in supporting small businesses, in that role or capacity to consider applying for that. Small Business Saturday was the Saturday after Thanksgiving. I want to encourage everyone to shop Scotia. We have a great new store that actually has gift baskets. This is a prime time for them, so if it's amazing phrasing. I had the opportunity to walk in and introduce myself to the owners. They were overnight emergency room nurses. And this is their retirement. So start a small business in retirement, he said. So I do want to encourage folks that buying local this holiday season, helps the local economy perhaps more so than, shopping on Amazon. So be out shopping. They're located actually right next to 127 Mohawk. The old vape store, which is now, again, they have amazing coffee in there.
They did a great job.
I bought some coffee from there as well as one of their charcuterie razors. It was pretty good.
So I will say shop all of the businesses in Scotia.
Yeah.
Does that?
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the budget adjustments for the month of November.
I'll second.
Thank you. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the municipal facilities project audit of claims.
I'll second.
Any questions? All in favor?
I'll make a motion to accept the audit of claims.
Second,
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
make a motion to approve the minutes of the November 4th, 2025 Village Board of Trustees work session.
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of the November 12th, 2025 Village Board of Trustees regular meeting.
I'll second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I'd like to make a motion to
Abstained?
approve the minutes of the November 17th, 2025 Village Board of Trustees work session.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstained? Nobody. Good. New business. I've got a few things on new business. One is we received a notification from OCM about
I'm
the
calling Akron
campus-
Police on you now. I'm calling Akron and Police on you now.
Okay, Officer Cannabis Management.
Thank you.
Thank you. We should
Received
do
a notification from an applicant
that. From the applicant.
too.
Right, to OCM. We have, we can request a 30-day extension so we can review it. It's been sent to planning. There's some questions about the location and space. My recommendation would be that we take the 30 days and make sure planning gets to see it, make sure if zoning needs to see it, and we all get time to look at it. Folks okay with that?
Do you need a motion?
Yeah, we will. Any questions? Can I get a motion?
So moved.
I'll second.
Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. Next, there was a paycheck.
I did send around today and I apologize for it being last minute.
Yeah, I
We're
didn't
getting
get a
to the
chance to
end
look
of the year. I'm hoping to upgrade our Paychex Flex system to a Paychex HR. The reason I'm pushing for it right now is it includes free W-2s, which we usually pay $1,000 for. So it's no contract, and I'm hoping with my lack of staffing, we used to utilize Marshall and Sterling for HR support, and they had a dedicated person. They no longer offer that service to their clients. So we really need some type of HR platform, and along with this cost, they will develop. We've worked on a handbook through several administrations that has never been adopted. It would get us to an adoption of a handbook, which is, I'm learning through our personnel issues, very critical to the operations for both the employees and the protection of the village.
So I think I will definitely make a motion that we move forward with Paychex HR Pro. Just looking at the fact that we pay $1,000 for, W-2 statements, and those are included. It's a $200 a month investment. We've been needing an adopted handbook since I joined the board in 2020, and it's been a little ridiculous. We haven't had those updates. And it also says here, the safety services that they provide the mandated trainings that are state required. To me, that brings incredible value for the $200 a month. So I will make that motion.
Yeah, I'll second that. It's a no-brainer.
And another quick statement, just reading this too, is the payroll and financial support, payroll processing, tax services, flexible employee cash. So is this something that we could use for the other challenge we have with the
No,
accountability?
they still do that for us. There is no payroll company that can actually enter payroll and then process it. Just for liability purposes, we can contract with a third party for that. But right now, we feel like this is going to be fill a critical hole in our office.
Well, very much so. I just, obviously, let's look at the big picture with the.
Yep, and we
you know,
discussed their time and attendance package that they offer, which can integrate into payroll. So we had a demonstration with Power DMS, who Adam currently uses, which can also integrate.
Yeah.
But those are our long-term goals to get everything automated.
Okay, great. Looks good to build a platform.
So you got a motion in a second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? I thought trustee Cook would have made that.
Well, trustee Cook made the motion, trustee Brown
seconded.
seconded.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate your support.
We need to go into exec session. I got 2 items.
Mr. Mayor, just one thing under new business, only
No,
because we
please, I'm
haven't
sorry.
brought it up and I should have put it in my report. I just want to let everybody know that there is a slight difference with fireworks this year. In the sense that because it is the America 250 celebration, the town of Glenville is actually coming in as a co-equal partner on this event for this year. And right now it's this year only. And they'll be providing some additional financial support for the activities, as well as bringing additional activities focusing on history. The town historian is the major contact that we have, as well as the town clerk. So we are moving forward with it. The 2 planning committees are kind of working into
Could you
one.
just give their names?
Emily Spinner is the town historian, and Julie Davenport is the town clerk.
You're not seeing my frowning face, sorry.
Now is a time of unity
Peace.
and peace.
That's right. How many days?
So I'm going to move us into exec.
Thank you for coming.